Welcome into the Nick Saban Show, presented by our friends at Truckworks. 13 straight wins now over Tennessee. Alabama wins at 35-13, 7-0 on the season. And boy, Bryant-Denny Stadium was juiced. The crowd was electric.
It was the great atmosphere. I mean, it really was. And I think that people don't really realize how much we appreciate that. The players appreciate it. I just came out of the recruiting room, and every kid says what a great atmosphere it was, every parent. So it was fantastic for our players, and we really appreciate it.
We jump into the highlights here right off the bat. The crowd's fired up. Alabama gets a 3-and-out, a big return, and a touchdown on the first drive. Here's the highlights.
So now a 1st and goal from the 1. Forrestall and Tennyson are both in. Tennyson goes in motion. Randolph also in. Here's the toss. Left side. Najee goes north-south. He is there for a touchdown. They tossed it to the left side, and a 1-yard power run by Najee behind great blocking gives Alabama the early 6-0 lead. 7-0 Bama. We have played 5 minutes of the opening quarter. 3 wides to the right side. Here now Maurer. Play action fake. Throws a slant across the middle. It is picked off by Alabama. Intercepted by the Crimson Tide. Jared Maiden, his 2nd interception of the year. He had a pick against Ole Miss, and he takes it right across the middle and picks it away from the Tennessee Volunteers. Bama now from the Chick-fil-A red zone and a 1st and goal from the 2. With Najee to the right side of Tua Tagovailoa. He'll clap his hands. Tua does. He'll be chased in the pocket. He's in trouble. He's trying to get away from a couple of guys and throws an interception at the goal line. It is picked off by Tennessee. There's nobody back for Bama quite yet, but here comes Waddle to chase him down with help from Henry Ruggs, and the run back goes all the way to the 40-yard line. It'll be a 59-yard run back by Nigel Warrior, who caught that one as though he were the intended receiver. So Jordan lines up. The quarterback under center goes over left side. He is in for a touchdown. Brian Maurer. Maurer for a 2-yard quarterback keeper. And the Vols have drawn to within a point. It's 7-6. Again, the pistol formation. Forrestall goes to the right of the formation. Here now the handoff. Najee wide open near side. 5-4-3-2-1. Runs over a man and goes in for the touchdown. 9.5 yards. He ran over. I can't stop laughing. He ran over Theo Jackson like he was a speed bump and just pancaked him down. Man, that was something. Joe Doyle will hold between the hash marks. 37-yard try. It is up, and it is good. With 11:54 to go in the first half, it's now Alabama 14, Tennessee 10. Backs are in the eye. Najee Harris, the tailback behind Ali Cahoe, the fullback. Motion by the tight end. Here's the give. Najee goes right side all alone. Everybody else went right up the middle. They all sold that nicely. And as Deontay Brown sealed off the side, Najee went around to the outside for the touchdown.
So Alabama leads it at the half, 21-10, as we go into the locker room, Coach. And in that first half, great running game from Najee Harris, starting off with 68 yards.
Oh, we really did a good job of running the ball downhill on direct runs. Najee did a great job. Offensive line did a great job. We always talk about turning points, in a game. But we had all the momentum in this game. And when we have 1st and 2 at the 2, and we throw a bad interception and they run it back 50 yards and score, that's a 14-point swing in a game. And, you know, those things are hard to overcome. But one of the things I was really pleased with, our players really competed hard in this game. And I know there were mistakes and things that we wish we could have done better, but they really competed hard in this game, and I was really proud of them.
When we come back on the Nick Saban Show, we'll get into the second half. Stay with us.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. And by Tiffin Motorhomes, made to move you.
Welcome back to the Nick Saban Show. So we go to the second half, and Mac Jones is your quarterback.
Right. Well, you know, Tua's got a high ankle sprain, so he's probably going to be out for a week or two. We don't know the extent, you know, of it, you know, quite yet. But, you know, we have a lot of confidence in Mac. He finished the first half with a really good drive. We missed a field goal, had an opportunity 2 minutes before the half. But the message at halftime was, you know, everybody's got to do more. You know, you came to Alabama to have a chance to win a championship. You came to Alabama to be the best player that you could be. And there's a responsibility that goes with that. You got to be more disciplined. You got to work harder. We got to be more consistent and responsible in doing our job. So that was the message at halftime, because everybody needs to do a little more now.
And we take a look at the second half highlights with a lot of people stepping up.
Second half highlights are brought to you by BBVA, proud banking partner of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
He hit earlier from 37, between the hash marks, going left to right as you listen. The snap and spot are there. The kick is on the way. It is up, and it is good. From the 6, Bama's going to line up. Slade Bolden gets the direct snap, fakes it, throws into the end zone. Touchdown! Miller Forrestall, the tight end, with his third touchdown reception from Slade Bolden. Montano under center. He'll try and go over the top. He's not going to get there. The ball comes loose. Taken by Alabama. Taken by Trayvon Diggs. He's going to run it all the way down. Trayvon to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown! 99 yards. Shane Lee knocked it loose. Trayvon Diggs picked it up. Touchdown, Alabama!
So in that second half, you held Tennessee to 3 points and 231 yards in the game. The defense really stepped up.
Well, it was a huge goal line stand, and it would have been a huge goal line stand if we'd have just stopped them in 4 downs. But to get the fumble return for 100 yards really iced the game. But, you know, Mac Jones did a pretty good job in the game. I mean, we were able to control, you know, the tempo of the game a little bit by running the ball. He made a couple good throws. I think if he has a chance to practice and we can prepare him all week. But I think it's a great message for every player on the team. You know, you got to prepare and be ready to play, all right, because you're always, you know, one play away from being in the game and being in a critical spot in the game. And that happened with Matt today, and I thought he did a pretty good job.
So Alabama beats Tennessee. A lot more to come on the Nick Saban Show tonight, including a look at Terrell Lewis. Stay with us.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. By Coca-Cola, share a Coke. And by Aflac. Get to know us at aflac.com.
Welcome back into the Nick Saban Show with our turning point of the game. Coach, it's 21-13, a one-possession game, and a couple of turning points happened for Alabama.
Well, and I think the 10-play or so drive that we had, that we finished up with the Wildcat little pass, pop pass that we made a touchdown on to get up 28-13 was really big in the game. To make it a 2-score game at that time, 15-point lead was really big. But I don't think you can really talk about turning points if you don't think that goal line stand was huge, because they would have got back to making it a 1-score game. And we stopped them. Not only did we stop them, we take the fumble back 100 yards for a touchdown. So the defense really stepped it up after the 21-13, and the offense had a great drive.
And from a turning point, we go behind the scenes at our Mercedes-Benz All Access tonight, and we're hanging out with Charles Kelly. Tell me a little bit about Charles and on the Coach Kelly on the staff.
Well, Charles Kelly has got great ties in Alabama. You know, his family's been tied into this area for a long, long time. He knows a lot of coaches. He's a great person. He's got a great family. He's a really good coach and a really good teacher. He has great relationships with the players. I just love the guy.
Yeah, but here's Meggie with more on Charles Kelly.
Charles Kelly, Associate Defensive Coordinator, Safeties Coach.
Ready, hit! Roundhouse! Come on, hit!
Well, Coach, I'm going to say welcome back to Alabama. You're from Ozark, Alabama. What's it like being back in your home state?
Oh, it's great. You know, I grew up in this state. My father was a high school coach here in the state, and I can remember coming to coaching clinics here at the university when I was 5, 6 years old. The guys I grew up admiring, playing college football from that part of the state was just incredible. Watching Stedman Shealy, Woodrow Lowe, Eddie Lowe, those guys from where I'm from. It's just an honor to be back here and coaching at their university.
You said your dad was a high school football coach. Was that your inspiration to become a coach?
Yes, my dad was a high school coach and my mom was a teacher. So I guess I had it from both sides. I knew at a young age that's what I wanted to do. And I was very fortunate to play for really good coaches in high school and in college. And they gave me an opportunity to do what I love. We spend a lot of hours doing this job, but I don't feel like I've ever been to work a day in my life. It's something I really enjoy.
Coach is especially close coaching the defensive backs, as you know, so you are really with him, right next to your side every single day. What is it like being next to him, coaching these guys?
I think it's, listen, when you have an opportunity to coach with the best that's ever coached the game, I mean, it's a great opportunity for me to learn and be around, see somebody do it different. And for a long time, coaching defensive backs, this goes back years. He's one of the main guys that I looked at of, how he teaches, what he teaches. So I've studied a lot of his stuff in the past, but now to be able to work with him, that's good for me. It's good for our players. I think there's nobody more valuable in the organization than Coach, and to have him there every day, I think is a great thing.
All right, we talked earlier about how we were effective running the ball with direct runs, downhill runs. This is the old-fashioned counter play. All right, well, we're going to double team 73 and 70, and they're going to go to the backside. 70 is going to come off on the backside backer. Guard's going to pull and kick out, and the tight end's going to come up and lead through the hole and block the front side backer, and Najee's going to hit it downhill in the A-gap. And we get really good movement on this play. It's really well designed. Great movement by 73 and 70. 70 comes up on the backside backer. 87 does a good job on the front side backer. Najee hits it in the A-gap. If we finish the block a little bit on 70, we have to make the safety make the tackle, which if we don't have an RPO on it, the receivers would be trying to block that guy. But these are the kind of runs that were very effective for us in this game, and this has been a good play for us all year.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by Cooper Tires. Roll Tide on Cooper Tires. Visit CooperTires.com for a retailer near you. Ask the Coach is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Hey Coach, this is Tanner with Academy Sports and Outdoors. I was just wondering, you guys always seem to hit an extra gear in the fourth quarter, bring out a lot more intensity than a lot of other teams. How important is Coach Scott Cochran's work doing that?
Tanner, I think that the strength and conditioning program is one of the most important factors that you have in a program to get the fundamentals of intangibles that you want on your team. Talking about mental toughness, physical toughness, conditioning, hard work, perseverance, and Scott Cochran does a great job with our players. And we have a fourth quarter program. That's what it is called. It's about effort, toughness, discipline, commitment, and the thumb is all about pride. And we have a lot of pride in how we play in the fourth quarter, but it takes a lot of hard work to be able to sustain in that time in the game. And I'm really proud of the way our players, sort of take that as a challenge and do a good job with it. And Scott Cochran is the key to the drill.
And Coach, that gets us to our player feature. And one of the guys who had a big second half with a lot of pressure on the quarterback was Terrell Lewis.
Well, Terrell has always been a guy that has a tremendous amount of talent. And he's had so many obstacles to overcome with injuries. He's hurt 1 year where he broke his elbow. Then he had a knee that held him out for a while. But he is healthier now than he has been for a long time. And his production in the last 2 games has been huge for us. And he is a really, really good person, really smart, good player, but a very good leader on our team as well.
Maggie Hetzel spent some times with Terrell Lewis.
Terrell Lewis, outside linebacker, Washington, D.C.
On the 3rd and 7, under pressure, he is taken down by Terrell Lewis.
So you're from Washington, D.C. Why Alabama then?
It's more comfortable. It was more comfortable, quiet, place I could focus and just, be relaxed. D.C. a very fast-paced city, a lot of distractions, stuff like that. So I felt like, okay, if I can get away from home and lock down, lock in these next 3 to 4 years and just focus on me and my craft and school, get a degree, then I'll have the time of my life once I leave here. So it was like more so, okay, get out of D.C. because I know up north I'll have a lot of friends, a lot of family want to come to the games, a lot of distractions, stuff like that. So I was like, okay, if I get away from all that and just kind of just use that space to just focus on me, it'd be in my best interest.
Is there any certain person you modeled your game after was an inspiration for you in football?
I model my game after a lot of greats. So I model my game after people that don't even play my position just because I like the way I follow people's passion towards the game. Guys like Ed Reed, Ray Lewis. And then I also look at people that do play my position like Von Miller and Khalil Mack and guys like that I pick parts from everybody's game, even if it's a D-line, but just things that I say, okay, I can see myself in their situation playing in the game. So if I can see myself doing what they do, then I'm gonna pick it up like a sponge kind of and try to add it to my game and just, be universal.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by AT&T, the official wireless provider of the Crimson Tide. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Here's what's next, presented by AT&T.
All right, back home, homecoming, and it's going to be homecoming for the 2009 team coming back.
Well, we obviously have a big challenge with Arkansas, and we're going to focus on what we have to do to get better. But I'm so proud of that 2009 team because all those guys on that team came here when we weren't any good.
Right.
They came here to prove something. And and the only undefeated team we've ever had. Of the 5 national championship teams, this is the only team that was undefeated. So I'm really, really proud of these guys. I'm looking forward to seeing them. It'll be great to get those guys back. It doesn't seem like it was 10 years ago. I won't let them take the picture down of Mark Ingram scoring a touchdown. It's a big picture in my office against Texas in the Rose Bowl. I'm just going to keep that there forever.
It was a great moment. We'll look forward to seeing so many familiar faces back at Bryant-Denny Stadium. We hope to see you as well, and then right back here on the Nick Saban Show next week.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Share a Coke. By Cooper Tires. Count on Cooper, an American company since 1914. And by Tiffin Motorhomes, made to move you.